Welcome or welcome back to Shaping Your World with Sha. I'm Sha, and on this channel I talk about lifestyle related topics as they relate to the woman over 40, 50, and beyond. So it's spring, and with spring comes Sephora's savings event. It happens every year around this time, and I'm here to let you know what my recommendations are and to give you the details. So if that's something that you're interested in hearing about, then keep on. So today I'm going to be talking about my recommendations for beauty items as well as, of course, fragrance. I mean, come on, that's what we talk about the most here is fragrance. So as always, I have my notes here. Please forgive me if I look down, but I want to give you as much information as possible, starting with the dates of the sale. So early access begins this coming Friday, February 5th. The sale itself runs through April 15th. And so Rouge can begin shopping this Friday, April 5th. And VIB and Insiders can begin shopping on April 9th. If you're not familiar with the tiers, Rouge gets 20% off, whereas VIB gets 15% off and Insiders get 10% off. So they're doing things a little differently this year. Usually there are different start dates for each one of the tiers, but this year they've combined the start dates for the VIB and Insiders. Maybe they did that before and I just didn't notice. If you're a Rouge member, you can start shopping the sale this Friday. I'm sure if you're a Rouge member, you already know that Rouge members get 20% off, and like I said before, VIB gets 15% off and Insiders get 10% off. And of course, as always, any and all Sephora Collection items are 30% off for the entirety of the sale. That's from April 5th through April 15th. All Sephora Collection items are 30% off, which is wonderful because I want to start off with my recommendations. I have different categories. I'm going to do beauty face, beauty body, including skincare, and then I'm gonna move on into makeup and then fragrance. I'll round out my recommendations with my fragrance recommendations. So if you're not interested in any of the beauty, you can just fast forward. I'll try to enter a timestamp. I'll try to remember when I'm editing to enter a timestamp to let you know when the fragrances begin if you're not interested in any of the beauty recommendations. So jumping right in, I'm gonna start with the Sephora Collection items because they're the highest discount. Like I said, 30% off for the entirety of the sale, April 5th through April 15th. And don't sleep on Sephora Collection items. If you haven't purchased Sephora Collection items in the past, they have great products. Their makeup is great. Their skincare is great. They even have great makeup brushes. They have different types of brushes. They have a collection called I think their Pro line. I don't know the exact name, but the word pro is somewhere in the name of the collection. And from what I hear, everyone in the beauty community says that the pro line from the Sephora Collection brushes are the best. What I have used, and I'll tell you my own personal recommendations, I've used the Sephora Collection apple cider vinegar cleansing scalp scrub. I really love that. It gets the hair really, really clean. It definitely scrubs the scalp. It's a great product. I also like their retractable gel liners, both for the lips and the eyes. They come in a huge range of colors and they're really long lasting. I love the fact that they stay in place. They don't smear, they don't smudge, they don't wear off. You can eat, and their lip liners will last you throughout the day without needing to touch up. And the same goes with their eyeliner. It's very, very good about not smudging or smearing or running, particularly because I have oily eyelids, so I have a real issue with different eyeliners just kind of running down and giving me that raccoon look. So I highly recommend their gel liners for both lips and eyes. I also will recommend their serums, their face serums. Again, depending on your own personal skin concerns. I'm not gonna sit here and name all the different serums, but they have serums for any concern, from anti-aging, from anti-acne, pore reducing, whatever your concern is, they've got a serum for that. And I really like their serums. I used to have really oily skin. Now as I'm aging, my skin is kind of more combination. It tends to run more dry than oily, but I do get still get a lot of oil in my T-zones. But so I have used in the past their serums for oily skin, which were really good. They're pore minimizing serums. Right now at this stage in my life, I use their anti-aging serum, and in my opinion, it works really well. So I would highly recommend any of their face serums, again, depending on your own personal skincare. So those are specific items that I would recommend. But again, I feel like the Sephora Collection is a great brand, and they carry everything from makeup to skincare, to brushes, to brush cleaners. I really like their makeup brush cleaners. I've been using them for many years. They have deep cleaning brush shampoos, but they also have like daily brush sprays for like just on the go. They also have wipes that you can just kind of carry with you when you're traveling, or just, you know, in your day-to-day when you, if you're someone that does your makeup on the way to work. They do make brush cleaning wipes. I really highly recommend Sephora Collection items. I can't recommend them enough. I think they make great products, and again, they already come at a really good price point. Their Sephora Collection items are always priced really well, and when I say really well, I mean under $20. So at 30% off, you can fill up your whole cart with Sephora Collection items and not break the bank. So 30% off Sephora Collection items. That's my first recommendation. Moving into the next category, and I'm doing this recommendation video in categories because it's really hard to name every single product, right? So I'm gonna, you know, give you a brand that I recommend, and then I'll let you know specific products that I've been using for many years. So the next brand I'm gonna highlight is Kiehl's. I love Kiehl's, and in particular, I have been using products from their collection for many years. Their Calendula Deep Clean Foaming Face Wash. I love that product. And again, I've used it when my skin was very oily. Now that my skin is on the drier side, I still use it. It still works wonders for my skin. It really cleans. I feel like it really deep cleans my pores. For removing makeup, I love their Midnight Recovery Botanical Cleansing Oil. It's a cleansing oil, but it also is very good at removing makeup. I feel like I can use that as a one-stop product. I don't need to use makeup remover and cleansing oil. It's a 2-in-1. It works very well. Now keep in mind, I'm not someone that wears a whole lot of makeup. I can do my whole entire face in under 15 minutes. So that lets you know I'm not putting that much on my face to begin with, right? So if you're someone that maybe spends more like an hour applying your makeup, you probably have more products on your face than me. So obviously I can't say whether or not it's going to work as well when you're looking at cleansing that much makeup off. But for someone like me who does a quote-unquote light beat, their Midnight Recovery Botanical Cleansing Oil is a wonderful product, a wonderful 2-in-1 for removing makeup and cleansing the skin, and I love it. I've been using it for many years. I will follow it up with their Midnight Recovery Concentrate Moisturizing Face Oil. Again, I really love that product. It's a product I've been using for many years. It's a wonderful product for renewing the skin while you're sleeping. It's also very moisturizing. You can still feel, you can still wake up with a nice refreshed look. So it's not something that kind of dries out or fades away during the night. It really seems to do what it's supposed to be doing, and I really enjoy that product. Another product I love from Kiehl's is their Ultra Facial Cream. It's a wonderful moisturizer. If you don't need anything as heavy as their that's the face oil. And again, the face oil is more so for sleeping. In the daytime, their Ultra Facial Cream is wonderful. It's a wonderful product. It really, again, Same way the night oil keeps the face moisturized, their facial cream also keeps the face moisturized. You're not gonna find that moisturizer fading away. It really locks in the moisture and creates a nice barrier on your skin. It's really nice and smooth for under makeup as well. Moving right along, they have a body lotion by the name of Creme de Corps body lotion. Wonderful product, great for moisturize, and I love their products. I have over the years used different things from their different lines. They have a number of lines, the Calendula line, the Midnight Recovery line. They have other products in the Midnight Recovery line and as well as in the Calendula line. So I definitely just recommend Kiehl's overall as a brand. So the next brand I want to highlight is First Aid Beauty, otherwise known as Fab. They're also a clean line, and they also have wonderful products. Some key products that I personally have used throughout the years are their Ultra Repair Cream Intense Hydration. Again, it's a wonderful, wonderful cream. Same like the Kiehl's. I can put it on in the morning, get dressed and go to work, and when I come back home, my skin still feels moisturized. So it's not rubbing off on my clothes or my skin is not drinking it up and leaving me dry. So wonderful, wonderful product. Can't recommend it enough. And their Ultra Repair Cream is can be used for both face and body. So I like products that that have multiple benefits, that you don't need to have multiple products. You can just use one product. So I used to really always travel with that. I love that product very much. And I also really like their facial radiance pads with glycolic and lactic acids. It's a wonderful exfoliating and toning facial radiance pads. It really does leave your skin looking brighter. Really wonderful product that I can't speak highly enough of. So the next brand I want to highlight is Caudalie. I love Caudalie. Now Caudalie is a little more expensive. I would say of these three brands, First Aid Beauty is the least expensive, Kiehl's is kind of in the middle, and then Caudalie is on the higher end. By the name, you can tell they're a French brand. Their kind of claim to fame is they use grapes. A lot of their products, the main ingredient are grapes, and they have their own vineyards in France. So they're able to source their own grapes and press them out and use them in their products. So the products that I really want to highlight from Caudalie are their Beauty Elixir Prep Set Glow Face Mist. This is an iconic product. I can't, when you look at it, it just looks like water in a jar. But when I tell you, whatever is in that bottle, you can use it as a setting spray for your makeup. You can use it just to mist your face with no makeup. You can use it throughout the day to refresh your skin. If you're feeling tired, you can spray it. It will kind of it'll give you a little boost. If you want to refresh your makeup during the day, you spray that. It's a great makeup refresher. I mean, this is a multi-use product that literally just looks like water in a bottle. But I'm telling you, whatever is in there, it goes on so nicely. The last product by Caudalie that I really want to highlight is their Pore Minimizing Instant Detox Mask. This is a wonder product. I have been using this mask for decades, particularly when I travel. When you flying can kind of sometimes mess with your skin. And when I travel, I like to bring just kind of like a travel size with me, and really, it really detoxifies whatever is in there. Again, it's a great mask. You don't need to leave it on for very long. It makes the skin just feel like brand new. So these are the products that I would highlight by Caudalie. Again, throughout the years, I have tried different products from them. They also have different lines under their Caudalie umbrella. I've tried different products from different lines throughout the years, and I've enjoyed every single product I've ever tried from them. So I highly recommend Caudalie. Again, they are on the pricier side, but the Sephora sale is a good time. If you have ever been interested in the brand and wanted to pick something up, it's a good time to do that during the sale. So now moving on to hair. So when it comes to hair, obviously everybody is different. Everybody's got different hair textures, different hair needs. So while I did recommend the apple cider vinegar scrub from the Sephora Collection, I would recommend that for anybody because we all need to, deep cleanse our scalp. It's very good for that. But when it comes to the actual hair itself, I'm not going to recommend any specific products, but I will recommend two brands that I really love, those being Briogeo and Adwoa, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. They're both black owned and woman owned brands, and the products, they both have different lines under their collections, and I love their products from the different lines. Briogeo and Adwoa have wonderful, wonderful, wonderful products, not only for myself. I've spoken with different people with different hair textures, different hair needs, and everybody has wonderful things to say. I personally have never heard anyone say anything bad about either of these brands. They both unfortunately, they're both a little on the higher end. I think Briogeo is a little more expensive than Adwoa, but Adwoa is a little expensive as well. But again, that's the whole point of these recommendations. I'm recommending these products at a time where Sephora is having a sale. So moving right on to makeup, same idea, right? We all have different skin. We all come in different shades. So I'm not going to highlight specific products, but I just want to shout out specific brands. Danessa Myrick, of course, Danessa Myrick Beauty, black and woman owned. I love that. I'm new personally to the brand, but the things that I have tried from the brand I have really liked. I can't say it's a brand that I've been using for many years, but I definitely do want to highlight it because I'm interested in adding things from this brand to my collection as time goes on, because like I said, the things that I have tried thus far, I have really enjoyed. Moving right along to brands that I have been using for many years, IT Cosmetics and Bare Minerals. I have been using IT Cosmetics and Bare Minerals products for decades now, and what I really early on, I started off with Bare Minerals because IT Cosmetics did not have a very wide shade range. They have over time increased their shade range. I feel like they still could add on more shades, but I feel like they also have done a really good job to expand their range to be inclusive of different shades. And so there was a time where I'll only use IT Cosmetics skincare, but now I actually use their makeup, I use their foundation, I use their concealers, and I really like their products. I like that their makeup is not only makeup, but it's also skincare. So again, that 2-in-1 factor, that's right up my alley. I love that for me. And obviously, if you're wearing makeup, you want to be putting on you're putting that on your face, right? So you want to be putting on something that's going to be benefiting your skin, not taking away from your skin. So IT Cosmetics is their mantra is skincare, and the same goes for Bare Minerals. They also are skincare first, makeup second, and I really like a lot of their powders and their skincare. So now the moment we've all been waiting for, moving on to fragrance, obviously my favorite category, and I'm going to highlight both brands and then also specific fragrances. First and foremost is Juliette Has A Gun. I talk about that brand all the time here on my channel. I have fragrances with notes for whatever you like, right? Whatever you like, fruity, gourmand, warm and spicy, solar, they got you covered. And actually all of the brands that I'm gonna highlight today, the same, right? 7 Virtues is the next brand I really want to highlight. I have a dedicated video for them that I'll link below, where I talk about the 7 Virtues, more of a niche brand, and so they have very unique scents. They're not going to be for everybody. They're not going to be necessarily they could be a little off-putting for some people. So I highly recommend getting your nose on them. I don't recommend blind buying any fragrance from the 7 Virtues. I feel like with Juliette Has A Gun, you can more so get away with blind buying, but not so much for 7 Virtues. Also, Nest, I talk about them all the time. They have their eau de parfums as well as their oils. Definitely love Nest. They're long-lasting. Juliette Has A Gun is long-lasting. 7 Virtues is also long-lasting. These are all brands that create fragrances that are very long-lasting. They have a moderate projection. You know, they're not going to be filling up a room, but at the same time, they're not going to be sitting too close to the skin where only people in your immediate vicinity are going to smell you. So I like these brands for that reason. And I also like that they're clean, they're reasonably priced, and again, you can get them on sale at Sephora. And I love how Sephora has a very generous return policy where there's no questions asked. If you purchase a fragrance from them, if you don't like it, you can return it. The next brand I want to highlight, I don't particularly wear, but I will highlight it because they do have beautiful fragrances, and that's Jo Malone. And the reason I don't wear Jo Malone fragrances is because for my personal taste, they sit a little too close to the skin. I like a fragrance that projects more. That's just who I am. That's my personality. I'm a projector as far as just kind of being, you know, I'm here, I'm bubbly, I'm all, you know, I'm not a sitting close to the skin type of person. However, Jo Malone has beautifully done fragrances. I have played with them and really enjoyed them when I'm in the house. They make really nice fragrances. If you're someone that likes fragrances that sit close to the skin, I would recommend Jo Malone. And then the last brand I want to recommend is Ellis Brooklyn. I love Ellis Brooklyn. Again, similar to the 7 Virtues, I would not recommend blind buying any of their fragrances. They're also pretty niche, and so their fragrances, they can be more on the unique side, but I do like their fragrances, and you know, I recommend them. I definitely recommend getting your nose on it. If you come across one of their fragrances has notes that you enjoy, just get your nose on it and make sure that those notes are coming together the way in a way that it's going to be pleasing to you, because their fragrances they're not meant to be crowd pleasing, right? They're meant to be niche and unique, and so for that reason, definitely try them out first. They do sell sample sizes. Their fragrances come from 7 ml size to 50 ml size. So, you know, if you come across a fragrance that has notes that pique your interest, start off with a 7 ml size, see if you like it, and take it from there. You know, if you don't have an opportunity to actually get your nose on the fragrance beforehand. So those are the brands that I recommend. Again, the Sephora Favorites Discovery Sets, Juliette Has A Gun, Nest, 7 Virtues, Jo Malone, and Ellis Brooklyn. And so last but not least, I want to give you specific fragrances that I recommend purchasing during the sale. And these are newer spring scents that I have been playing with and that are presently in my own personal cart. So the first one I want to highlight is Valentino's Donna Born in Roma Green Extravaganza. This is their newest flanker to the Donna Born in Roma line. It's their spring scent, and it's beautiful if you like tea fragrances. So the key notes are tea accord, jasmine, and vanilla, and that tea really comes through. So again, if you're not someone that likes a tea note in your fragrance, this is not going to be the fragrance for you. Yeah, the jasmine and the vanilla, they definitely are prominent and they shine through in the fragrance, but that tea accord also is a very prominent note in that fragrance, and it does, to my nose, it lasts throughout the fragrance, so it's not going anywhere. And again, if you're not someone that likes the tea notes in their fragrance, this is not going to be for you. But if you enjoy tea notes, which I do, this is I highly recommend it. And like I said, it's in my cart right now. This is an EDP, and it comes in, it goes from 10 mil to 100 mil sizes. So they've got a nice variety of sizes there. The next spring fragrance I'd like to highlight is Marc Jacobs Daisy Wild Eau de Parfum. This is also a flanker. Oh, and what I forgot to mention that the Donna Roma Green Extravaganza, although in the dry down it kind of has that Donna Roma DNA, however, this fragrance goes its own direction. It could have been its own fragrance. So if you're someone that really loves that whole Donna Roma line and all of the flankers, she's a little different. She's not the same as those other flankers. And so again, like I said, definitely get your nose on it, and definitely understand that that tea accord is a very prominent player in that fragrance. So the same goes for the Daisy Wild. Now Daisy Wild is also a flanker of the Marc Jacobs Daisy line, and Daisy Wild also goes in her own direction. She also could have been her own fragrance, and that's because of the presence of banana blossom. So her keynotes are banana blossom, jasmine, and vetiver, and she's in my cart because of that banana blossom. I don't even know, I don't know of any other fragrance. I'm sure there are some out there, I just haven't gotten my nose on them. That banana blossom took me by surprise. It was a love at first sniff. When I smelled her, I was like, what is that? Like, she's so pretty. She is so pretty, and she's so spring. She's so spring. I think she'll be a little sweet for summertime because of that banana blossom. I think that banana blossom might really attract bugs. But for the spring, she's in my cart. Okay, and then also another flanker that also does its own thing. I find it very interesting that a lot of these brands, they came out with these flankers that could have really been their own fragrances. So Viktor&Rolf came out with a flanker to their Flower Bomb line called Tiger Lily, and the keynotes in Tiger Lily are coconut milk, Tiger Lily, and mango. I really like this. Now, I will say she's not in my cart. And she's not in my cart because as much as I like her, she's just very pretty. She's nice, but I don't need her in my collection. she's not standing out. She's not wowing me, right? She's just very, very nice. And I do highly recommend her because she's very, very pretty. And like I said about the Jo Malone fragrances, you know, I like a wow. I'm somebody that I like strong, bold fragrances. She's neither strong nor bold. She's very, very pretty though. And I will say the coconut milk didn't go sour on my skin. This fragrance sat very nicely on my skin. I wasn't familiar with what Tiger Lily would smell like, but the combination of the notes together, they smelled really nice on me, and especially that mango. I really enjoyed wearing her. I've been enjoying playing around with her, and I do highly recommend her if you're someone that really enjoys pretty fragrances, but she won't be added in my collection, so she's not in my cart. But again, I'm not normally a Flower Bomb person. I'm not a lover of that Flower Bomb DNA. And like I said, even though she is a Flower Bomb flanker, she stands on her own, and she doesn't really carry too much of that Flower Bomb DNA. I was able to enjoy her where I don't generally enjoy Flower Bomb fragrances, with the exception of, I think it's called Nectar. Flower Bomb Nectar. I love Flower Bomb Nectar. And now that I think about it, I might actually put that in my cart because I really love that fragrance. It's not here on my list, so I can't give you the notes. Maybe if I remember while I'm editing, I'll pop them on the screen. But Flower Bomb Nectar, I feel like she also goes in her own direction, and she also is very pretty, but she's pretty with a punch, in my opinion. Whereas Tiger Lily, she's just pretty, and she's more demure. You know, she's very nice. She's very sweet. She's a little quiet. She's a little more introverted. Whereas I feel like Flower Bomb Nectar is a little more extroverted, and that makes her great for me. So the last fragrance that I want to highlight specifically, this is not a new fragrance. This fragrance came out in 2022, and it's Ellis Brooklyn's Sunfruit. Now, the key notes that are listed are fresh fig, hand-picked jasmine, and vanilla. It doesn't mention pear, but it gives me pear vibes. And when you look on the Ellis Brooklyn website, the picture, she's pictured with pears around her. And you know, if you've spent any time here on my channel, you know I love pear fragrances. But whether there's pear in there or not, she's beautiful. I also do like the fig notes, and that's Sunfruit fragrance by Ellis Brooklyn. She's beautiful. I think she's a great spring fragrance. She's not new like the others. The Donna Roma Green Extravaganza, the Marc Jacobs Daisy Wild, and the Viktor&Rolf Flower Bomb Tiger Lily. They are all new. They're all new releases that have come out for spring. But Ellis Brooklyn's Sunfruit has been around for a few years now, but she's great for spring, and she's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. And I really enjoyed her, and I highly recommend her. So that rounds out my recommendations for the Sephora Savings Event sale. Let me know. Let's talk down in the comments. You know, do you already have your cart full? Are you ready? Are you ready to click submit on Friday the 5th or on Tuesday the 9th? Yeah, let's chop it up in the comments below. Love to hear your thoughts on any of the things that I talked about today. This video is not sponsored. You know, I'm just a lover of fragrance 100%, and I also really enjoy beauty as well. I'm not a beauty girl, but I do enjoy beauty, and I enjoy sharing my knowledge and definitely you know, my thoughts on different things. So until next time, this is Shaping Your World with Sha. I'm Sha. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Turn on your notification bell so you never miss a video. And until next time,